Welcome. This is Kelly Fasterling with eXp Realty, and I am honored today to have our one of our newest agents out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Charles Richardson is joining us. Charles has been in real estate now for 4 years, and he has built quite a thriving business in that 4 years. Some of it on the residential side, a little bit of it on the commercial side. So please help me welcome Charles to sit and chat with us today. Thank you, Charles, for joining us.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me here. So, looking forward to
Certainly.
talking.
Now, you started your career not in real estate. You actually started as an educator. Tell me a little bit about that journey for you.
That's correct. I was in education for about a decade. Taught high school science. I was always involved with the alternative school setting and at-risk youth. So that was kind of where my wheelhouse was at. Um, and just got to a point where it was not a good fit anymore. And so I made the switch to real estate, and here I am.
So what led you then to want to shift into, I mean, you had a lot of things you could have gone into. What led you into real estate?
Um, well, there were a lot of things. Real estate offered a different sort of lifestyle and autonomy that I didn't have before. And so I wanted a significant life change. I had always been interested in uh, real estate, homes. Um, we all watch the shows on TV. Construction stuff, all that sort of thing. And ultimately, I like helping people. So, uh,
Yes,
real estate and helping people buy homes, that's like one of the biggest decisions of their lives. So I wanted to be a part of that.
absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as you started into your real estate career, you selected the largest brokerage there in Cheyenne
Correct.
as the place to hang your hat. Tell me, what about working with number one properties attracted you to them at the time?
At the time, during my interview process with them, they had presented a culture that seemed I would fit in. Coming right out of education, their discussion and about what they had to offer was very appealing. And so, plus their size and their market share, didn't hurt. But
Impressive.
yeah, the culture was a big part of why I chose them to start my career off.
Well, and now you're 4 years in,
Mhm.
and you've really built quite a big business for yourself. What would you tell that realtor that's just starting their career? What advice would you give them now that you're kind of down the road a little bit?
Being down the road and um, now having made a switch and gone through that whole process, um, one of the big pieces of advice that I would offer someone who's new is own your business. This is your business. Own it as much and as best as you can, so that you're not and learn. So like learn everything that you need to do, so that you're not completely reliant on other people to do some of those important tasks and stuff for you. So really take ownership of your business, and don't give that away. Um, Make sure it's yours.
Well, it's learning how to be an entrepreneur
Right.
and run it as if you are the owner of that,
Right.
because you are.
Yep.
You are. Now, you recently shifted to eXp Realty.
Yep.
Okay. What led you to that shift, and what have you seen so far since you've been here?
Um, Without getting too much in the weeds, that culture that attracted me to my first brokerage um, didn't really exist. And so I was looking for something different, something with um, more resources and help than what I was getting. Um, and I think we tend to see that a lot, where um, there's just real surface level help and resources for a lot of brokerages and agencies. When I've talked to people, that's kind of what I've gathered. Nothing really substantial as far as that's concerned. And that's what I've seen here so far. Is there's a lot of resources in a lot of different ways, especially with the Freedom Team, to grow and learn from and build and just have information from. Another part of that was eXp allows me to have more of that business, have more of that ownership of my business, and how I want to run it and everything like that. As long as we're within those those policy guidelines. But
Right, those guidelines.
Yeah.
Exactly. So tell me, within the Freedom Team and within eXp, what have you plugged into and what have you found?
So with the Freedom Team, there are a huge amount of resources. All of the past, videos of the daily trainings that are on, the live trainings daily. I've got into some of those. I really wish I could have got into the one today, but I had my Wyoming brokerage one. But those are all uploaded, so I'm still going to be able to watch that and benefit from it and learn from it, and that's been fantastic. The additional help from Kim and having that onboarding and having her just there all the time has been great, and walking me through the enterprise and world, all of that has been fantastic. I'm getting into KV Core a little bit more, and just a huge amount of stuff available to help grow the business.
Do you feel supported as you've shifted across? Because change is challenging for anyone. Do you feel supported? Do you feel like you're kind of out there swimming? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, so I do feel supported. And I will say that that's primarily because of the Freedom Team. Without that, I think I would have felt just more like blowing in the wind a little bit. And I had actually emailed like one of my people here in Wyoming and was like, I'm not really sure what I need to be doing right now. But Kim, once I got on with Kim at the Freedom Team, it was very clear, what's out there and what needs to be done and how I can get plugged into more of those resources and learn more, and where that is, all that information is housed.
Yeah. Now you have some pretty big plans, pretty aggressive plans for your business as you grow your business.
Yep.
How do you see or perceive that eXp can support you in the direction you want to head with your business?
Yeah. So one of the things I think is getting on with that, having a good group of people, leadership around you who aren't just there in name, but actually they're teaching and helping and providing advice and are accessible. Already, having seen some of the leaders of the Freedom Team in everything has been great. And it's really been surprising how much there is for that. Plus having all of the resources in world available pretty much all the time is kind of surprising that that's something that's available, and having it all online, being a modern workspace is where I want to be and what I've been looking for and needing, instead of stuck in the 80s and 90s. So so that's what having all of that is just an abundance of resources and tools.
It gives you a lot of flexibility in how you choose to grow your business and run your business.
Right.
Yes. So there might be other agents in Cheyenne that are kind of looking at what the options are and the opportunities are. What would you tell them as they consider a change?
One of the things, and I've thought of some people to call, is the help that is provided. If and I don't know everyone's experiences at my previous brokerage, because we're kind of, I felt like I was on an island completely, like with no lifeline, like no help. It was just, a couple weeks of, some training at the start, and then we just plunk you on this deserted island, and, there you go. And so that would be one of my main things, is talking about all of that help, all that resources, gets you off of that deserted island, and throw some lifelines out, and offer some tools that will genuinely help them build their business in whichever way they want to.
Right, right. Do you have some action plans for you in terms of kind of directions that you're going to take your business, and do you see some of the help, either the education or support, to help get you there?
Mostly, brainstormed ideas, nothing concrete at this point. But yeah, so there's a little bit in there of how to maybe reach out to people that I don't know, but also, those that I do, to try to help them come on, and, using the scripts that the Freedom Team, offers for contacting people, and, the videos, and, like, bringing you on to talk to them, or Jeff, or whoever, that is a better, the best fit, I think is going to be a huge help, especially as I start with contacting people and trying to provide explanations for those resources.
Well, and you're addressing really kind of a side benefit of being an EXP, and that's kind of the being able to get overrides from a modern team, from folks that you attract in. Is that anything that you had in your previous brokerage at all? Was that an opportunity for you?
No, there's nothing like that. So.
Okay. So is that kind of an exciting, at least, thing to think about, is kind of adding that as a passive income stream into your business?
Right, exactly. It is very exciting. It's completely new to me to kind of do, contact people and try to recruit, or, however we want to talk about it. So it is entirely new, in trying to continue to learn and absorb, so that I have as much as I can when I start making those calls, and, think about those people that I know who I want to call, who I've worked with already, and what their issues might be, try to anticipate that, and how that can help me learn and grow for calling people that I've never met.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
I'm excited for that potential for the passive income, and, getting those passive income streams is, something I've thought about forever, and it just didn't have anything to do with that. It just wasn't an option outside of, me really diving into something completely random. So
Right.
just having that tied into real estate is, it's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you also want to grow the transactional side of your business. I know you've only been here a couple weeks, but what have you seen so far that you think is going to help you kind of open up that part of your business and grow that transactional side?
I'm really excited about KV Core and what that can offer. I'm, going through some of that training, and trying to get that set up a little bit more, so that I can really launch that, hopefully very soon, with all of its capabilities to help me continue to build on my business, and hopefully in a large way.
Right.
I would like to make it considerably bigger this year. So.
Well, and agents could use KV Core now outside of eXp, but with eXp, outside they'd be paying $5,000-6,000 a year for it.
Yeah, it's a lot. I looked it up before I joined to check pricing, and I was like, "Holy cow, that's
right.
That's a lot."
Well, and to have the advantage of having it inside eXp, plus the education, plus we have a concierge service in our group to just help people get it all set up. There's really a lot of hand holding there that enables people to get it launched quicker. We have some people in eXp that are running, $20-30 million businesses just off KV Core. So the tool is extremely powerful. Inman calls it the Cadillac of CRMs out there.
Right.
But it's really nice to have that at our fingertips, and have all the support surrounding it.
Yep. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm really looking for to help me grow. And then with the Freedom Team, having our the Tuesday meetings with lead generation and things like that, getting that information from veteran agents for things that actually work is like, that's the key. Like giving, sharing things that actually work, rather than, oh, just call your sphere.
Right.
That's that was one of the things I was, that wanted to help me switch, is like real info, real help. And so yeah, all of that sort of stuff. People from all over the country, all over the world. Um, you know, providing some information and being able to reach out to someone, in Canada or whatever, um, to get some, if they have something that's working. Right?
Exactly. And I listened to Melvin Burrell came on to one of those Tuesday sessions. You'll have to look him up. But he did the 32 methods of prospecting.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at that list, you're thinking, how in the world could he come up with 32 different methods? And even if he just picked out 5 of them,
right?
I mean, you could create an amazing business by kind of prospecting outside of your sphere and into some of these other mechanisms, other methods. Yeah, it was very, very powerful. And you did mention the being able to kind of grow outside of Cheyenne. Cheyenne's are really a tight community and a tight area. The ability to potentially to open your business beyond that. Talk a little bit about what you're thinking there.
Yeah, so I've considered in the past, expanding down to Colorado and looking into that Front Range area, which that real estate is not going to see a lot of slowdown there. Probably ever, at least in my lifetime. So, kind of expanding, down that way. And then just to more of Wyoming, my license covers all of Wyoming. And in my business so far, my brokerage wanted us here in Southeast Wyoming, do, some of these areas here, but, getting access to even just the MLS for the rest of the state wasn't available or an option. Weren't even allowed to do that. Or at least I wasn't. And, having that possibility to do that and expand even further, just because of how widespread eXp is going to be, that's also exciting to me. So how soon I do that, I don't know, but it's definitely there in a plan for the future.
Well, I'm hearing you touch on just opportunity, that whether you go this direction, it's all available to you, and then to have the supporting arm. In the 3.5 years I've been here, what I have found is, I had a good real estate practice, but I'm around thought leaders that think way beyond where I was thinking. And I look here 3 years later, and I just think and operate quite differently than I did 3 years ago when I came in.
Right.
And
and just having, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, just having easy access and welcome access to those bigger thinkers and bigger, producers, both with the agent attraction and the real estate is great. I mean, my previous brokerage, we had $20-30 million agents there, but if you weren't in their little niche, you didn't, there wasn't any interaction or, feedback or, learning available. It was, you see them in the meeting across the way, in the sales meeting, and that's it. So having access to those people who are above and beyond, and even above and beyond them is great. Like I'm really looking forward to being able to contact them and continue to learn and
Right.
Just absorb.
Right. Well, and one of the agents I'm good friends with out of Sheridan, we had been connected. I had referred somebody to him a year and a half, 2 years ago, and he did join eXp. We were down at one of the conferences together down in Cabo. It was beginning of this year, February. And he made it his mission that after he listened to every speaker every day, and we were in the pool in the afternoon, and he would go and meet every single one of those speakers. And that was just how he did that conference, was to get himself in front of each one of them and make sure he knew their story. It was just a really neat way to get around many of the thought leaders
Right.
In the organization. And that opportunity is just, it's there in spades. It's a matter of how you choose it and engage it.
Right.
So very cool. As you look then, Charles, at growing your business, at kind of getting your arms around, because there's a lot to get your arms around as you first come in. But is there anything that you might want to share with agents to say, this is a good move for you and here's why it is?
I think there's a few things already, and in another month I'll probably have more. But it really kind of ties back to what I said at the beginning, is owning your own business. eXp offers many different ways in order, how you want to run it. If you just want the agent recruitment, just do that. If you're okay with not doing that, and you just want to continue moving forward with sales and transactions, just do that. A mix, which is what I'm, trying to do. You've got it. And so, really own your own business. And I don't know if a lot of agents have had the opportunity to think and really decide how they want their business to run, because they're tied to, how another brokerage, we've done it this way for 40 years. You've got to do it this way too. So I don't think they've had the opportunity to do that, with marketing, anything. And so I think having that ability and that opportunity, that autonomy, at least in my opinion, is fantastic. Let me have some agency over what I'm doing, which I think is part of the pull of being a real estate agent. Is you're told you can run your own business, and there's that whole thing about set your own hours, but which we know that that's not how it really goes. But being able to kind of take all of that, make it work. The world allows, if I'm up at 9 o'clock and I need a little bit of help, there's someone out there, and so just being able to own that, take advantage of all the resources. There's almost an overwhelming amount at this point. And so I've had to try to narrow my focus for what resources I've been starting with. And so we can try to, get going in this new year, explore these other options that, someone's never had before, like that agency the agent attraction, and see if it fits for you. But I think the main thing is, own your own business, take control of that, and really make it reflect who you are.
That's very, very good advice for all of us. So I thank you so much for joining us today. It's going to be a pleasure to take this journey with you and grow together. And I truly look forward to it. So thank you so much, Charles.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. And thank you for all your help. And thanks for your call many months ago.
The call out of the blue, huh?
Yeah. I'm very happy that you made it. So
perfect. Well, you have a wonderful day.
All right, you too. Thanks, Kelly.
Bye-bye.
Bye.